this week, and who's found the dollar this week?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is going to be a really short lost and found. There's only 3 of us. So this is going to be good. First of all, once again, thank you to Michael Collins.
Yes.
Love him. He can come back anytime he wants. We should just give him his
Very
own show.
important topic. It's a very important topic. Yeah.
Yeah. He's very good. And I like what he says. And I read his book and I was fascinated by it. I don't agree with 100%, but I agree with most of it. But I mean, I like the fact that he wants to talk about it. And I do think having a show on education as well as training is a very important show and topic to actually have.
Yes.
So for the people that just watched Lost and Found, if you're just getting this and you're not seeing the Michael Collins interview we just did, you need to go look at show 227 from the Lost Dollar Business Club. It's an eye-opening education for you. Now, who wants to start this week?
All right. Why don't you kick us off, John? Yep.
All right, John, tell us what beef you're going to go
into. I'm going back to Kim Kardashian. I gotta give her the woman credit. Oh my!
She got $5 billion this week.
She and her partners and the company that she's started is called Skims that sell women's undergarments, which is sort of like a knockoff on Spanx, which is another successful company run by a woman. They raised $720 million, and the valuation of that company was $4 billion.
I thought it was 5. Was it 4 billion?
I think it was 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just amazed, right? That, somebody who
has no
just
talent,
marketed themselves, and it's evolved obviously over the 10 years, and they had the TV show, but they've and so they have this company, and they have I think they had sales. They're running at a rate that they'll have $1 billion in sales this year. I mean, it's just I'm not surprised, because they obviously target a market that spends, right? Young women spend money. They want to look good and all sorts of things, right? So,
John, we're marketing you, and I think we made $6 last week. So we're going to try to get that valuation.
$4 billion. Shut up.
That's
$4 billion. So she's just a money machine. It's just
listen, from having, and I've never met her, so she can be the smartest girl in the world when it comes to business in a boardroom. But from the perspective of everybody remembering her from the Kardashians and all this other stuff, it's like, so you have no talent and now you're worth $1 billion, right? So it's just like
no. What? Lots of talent, because there's lots of people that are trying to do this, and somehow
she did it.
They did it as a group, because all the sisters are
they're all successful. The one's a model, right? The model one's worth $1 billion, and
she's got a cosmetic company, she's the marketing spokesman.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know them, so you don't know if it's them or someone just says, I'm putting your name on something, right? So I'm just saying. So listen, kudos that you can use your name and make money, but you don't know if they're the ones that are sitting in a meeting saying, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. So,
right. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. I'm listening. I'm not taking anything away from them. I think it's great. I saw what you were talking about in the fashion news magazine that we get, and I saw that, and I thought it was 5, but it could be 4. But I was just like, wow, you just raised, like unbelievable. Like your name carries weight. That's awesome. So good for them.
And actual real sales.
And real sales. Yeah, 700 million.
Is that a found dollar, John?
That's a found dollar for sure. Yeah,
definitely.
Cha-ching.
You get the buzzer.
No, that's all. David has all that crap. We don't have it.
Here. We don't have it.
David has all the toys. I have no toys.
All right. I ended it last time, so I'll finish. I'll do the middle one today.
Sure.
So Apple finally released on Bloomberg, told people about their generative AI.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the Bloomberg article is that Apple is saying, or at least the source from Apple is saying, that they have yet to devise a clear strategy for releasing the technology to consumers, but they are using this in-house generative AI platform for virtual assistant work and for product prototyping. And as I said with the AR goggles that are coming out next year, this is going to be another technology that Apple somehow, with all the hardware that they have, somehow uses in a way that that no other company envisions. So I think that's going to be a pound dollar.
I don't know about that. I think someone will come up with it. I will say this one, I'm not sure if I lost or found, but the SEC and Congress and whatnot are now passing stringent crypto laws. So you can't really have DeFi anymore and all this other stuff. They're starting to say, listen, enough is enough. There's a big article today or yesterday in the FT, and I was like, interesting. So they are starting to call back now all this free trading, free whatever with crypto, even though the SEC got dealt in a court case last week in Alabama where they said it wasn't considered a security. Congress now is looking at passing laws to make it much harder to trade crypto and have DeFi. Now, even though the Fed has their own Fed stuff they just came out with that's having a lot of problems that the banks don't even want to use. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays. So like I said, I'm not sure if it's a lost dollar or a found dollar, but it's something. So there you go.
Time will tell.
It will. Guys, it's always a pleasure to see you. Next week, David and Kurt will be back. Kurt had an emergency. He had to lay on his yacht and, enjoy Mai Tais with beautiful women. So you couldn't take away from that. And David, we're recording this later in the day, past his bedtime. He had to be tucked in by his nanny. So once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you missed the last show 227, which aired earlier today, you don't want to miss Michael Collins' second interview. It was totally fascinating. So we hope to see you all relatively soon. And it's time to say goodnight. See you guys later.